this is Margaret Floyd-Berry with the Eat Naked Kitchen, and I wanted to answer for you a question that I have been asked many times recently, and that is, what is the #1 food I should take out of my diet if I am worried about digestive health? Now, I gotta tell you, I kind of hate this question because there is no one food that's gonna make or break everything. That said, there is a food that I require every single client I work with to remove from their diet while we are healing their gut, and often beyond that, because it has such a massive impact on your digestive health. And can you guess what it is? Gluten. Yeah, gluten. Now, there are a lot of different ways that gluten is hurting your body, right? It's pro-inflammatory. Here in North America, it's one of the most glyphosate sprayed crops. It is, so many people are reactive to it in so many different ways. But here is one thing that happens in everybody when you eat gluten that compromises your digestive integrity, okay? And so if for no other reason, I want you to cut it out for this reason. So just a little bit of a lesson in your digestive anatomy here, okay? I love the digestive process. We can do a whole other video on that down the road. I think it's the most magnificent thing where basically you take the outside world, you eat it, and it becomes you, right? Like we are basically walking food as a result of this magnificent process. And so our digestive tube, you know, basically one big long tube from the mouth down to the anus, everything is supposed to go in one big direction. And the place in the digestive process where you absorb the vast majority of your nutrients is the small intestine, right? So that big, long, squiggly tube, it was all kind of curled up and it sits right in here. Okay, now the lining of the small intestine is permeable, but only at the most microscopic level. We call these the tight junctions. So I want you to think of the most finely woven cheesecloth, okay? That it is permeable, but these tight junctions are sealed up and only open up very selectively to let individual nutrients pass through. Because here's the thing about our digestive system. Really, it's on the outside of our body. I know that's a bit of a mind-bending concept, but think about it. We're basically like one big complicated donut, right? And the donut hole is our digestive process. Things go in, we poop the things we don't need out, and we have this moment where the body makes decisions about what gets absorbed straight into our bloodstream and literally becomes us and what we eliminate. Okay, and that magic happens at this moment with these tight junctions inside the small intestine. Okay, now, so the way that this works is there's a lot of different mechanisms that allow these little tight junctions to open up, kind of one at a time, right? And it's like you're a nutrient, you're in. You're a pathogen, you're out. You don't know what you are, you're out, right? There's this decision-making process your body is constantly making, but it's a very selective process to make sure that only the things that should get into your bloodstream get into your bloodstream. So here's what happens when you eat gluten. Your body releases a compound called zonulin. And here's what zonulin does. It just opens up all of those tight junctions. And this is a situation we call leaky gut. Maybe you've heard of that before. You hear gluten causes leaky gut. Well, this is one of the ways it does that. It releases zonulin and all of those. It's kind of like one big open signal. So imagine you live on a super, super busy street, maybe the most crowded, busiest street in Manhattan. And you normally just, maybe you have like your butler at the front door who lets like only the people you want into your house very selectively, right? Well, what zonulin does would be the equivalent to basically opening every single door and every window in your house and anyone can come in. Trouble, right? That's what gluten is doing, okay? And this is why it is so problematic to the digestive process, because what happens then is when anything can get in, now we got a big problem, right? We call gluten sort of the gateway food sensitivity, and part of that is when you have all of these tight junctions open up like that, all sorts of things get into your bloodstream that shouldn't be there. Maybe it's the most perfect piece of, broccoli from the farm down the street. That's great, but if it's not at the appropriate stage of digestion, your body doesn't recognize that and can mount an immune response to it, because anything that shouldn't be in the blood, your body is going to housekeep and get rid of, and that's an immune process. Okay, so there's collateral damage when that happens. It exhausts the immune system. There's all sorts of inflammation that can happen as a result. So for all of these reasons, if we're thinking about the digestive process, if we're thinking about gut healing, then if you are still eating gluten and having this process happen every single time you eat it, that is absolutely working to cross purposes with what you are trying to achieve. So as step one, if you have any kind of digestive ability, step one, if you have any type of digestive issues, let's take gluten out of the diet. Is it going to be the only thing, and is it going to be this slam dunk, you feel fantastic afterwards? Honestly, probably not. It's going to be a piece of the puzzle, but it is an absolutely vital piece of the puzzle. And here's what I can almost promise you, is if you try to do full digestive healing and you don't take gluten out, you are not going to be successful for this very reason of the zonulin opening up all of those junctions and letting all manner of stuff into your blood, causing all sorts of inflammation and distress throughout your body. So one food that you can take out, or that you must take out if you're thinking about your digestive health, is gluten. It doesn't end there, but that is the absolute step one in the process. Thanks so much and have a fantastic, healthy day.